Today we are practicing animal movement basics with the cat, crab, and monkey, building confidence in those positions and then building into some simple animal locomotion. We'll start with an energizing warm-up, hit those animal activations, and then take it into the locomotion. So I'm gonna start this timer and we're gonna kick things off with a nice, easy bounce in place. This time, we're gonna use this heel drop. So I'm gonna elevate off of my heels and then drop into the bounce. Elevate, drop, and then add some rhythm to it. What you'll notice is a nice jolt through the body and maybe some tendency to maybe round through the body. I want you to get bigger every time you feel that pulse. Feeling a little rise through the heart, keeping your eyes on the horizon. Staying grounded through the ball of the foot and then just going into that calf pump. Breathing into the body, waking things up. 10 more seconds. All right, setting up with those feet about hip or shoulder width apart. We're gonna lunge back with one leg, reach out at a 45-degree angle with that same side arm, feeling this loading in the back pocket, then pulling into standing, switching over to the other side. So lunging back and reaching with that same side arm, reaching back with the other side, pulling back into this hip. Really feeling some nice length through this back leg. That glute's gonna squeeze a bit as you feel this one stretch. Continuing to reach. Feel that through the center of the body, anchoring through those feet. Finishing strong, last rep. Okay. Nice work. All right, now we're gonna awaken through the eyes. So I want you to stand tall, look up towards the sky, then you're gonna look over one shoulder down towards the ground, follow that rainbow up over the head, and then down to the ground. So using your eyes to guide the movement, settle in through your breath, noticing any gripping through the hands, tension in the body. Just breathe. Continue to relax into it. Using those eyes to guide the movement. Opening up through that throat, that posture. Nice work. Whew. If you need to kind of settle down after that, go for it. We're gonna take things into a T-spine figure eight. So rooting through those feet seems to be a theme today. It's a theme every single day. All right, let's roll one shoulder back at a time. And we're really tapping into that center of the heart where that is really the axis of rotation, where we're feeling this infinity symbol through the shoulders. Feeling into that rotation, that side bend, getting those shoulder blades involved, keeping those eyes forward. Okay, awesome. And then lastly, we're gonna hit this lateral hinge. We're doing this one twice. So if you don't quite get the feel, I think second time through will be really helpful. So I'm gonna widen the stance. Feet are gonna be pointing forward. Gonna chop into one hip, and then I'm gonna reach that hand out on the other side, okay? I'm going to load through the back pocket, feel stretch through the inner thigh, okay? And then I'm going to chop and reach on the other side. The big focus here is staying rooted through the leg, and that femur bone is staying relatively fixed. So our pelvis is rotating. We're experiencing this loading, this stretching, because of that rotation through the pelvis, but we gotta drive through the feet. Gotta feel that connection up into the hip. So we're gonna go for a little bit longer with this one because somebody got really chatty, but now you can really feel into it a bit more. So find that back pocket, drive through, femur bone stays fixed, feeling this nice length and stretch through the inner thigh, driving through, standing tall. Okay, let's go ahead and rest there. Nice work, shake it out. Be about 20 seconds to just wiggle out the arms. Let's wake those hands up a little bit. We'll go squeeze, open, and really pulling that tension, that connection in through the heart. We're gonna bounce in place, opening up through the hands. Inhale, squeeze, exhale, open. Squeeze, close, exhale, open. At any point during the next 30 seconds, you want to change that arm position, get a better feel of really pulling into the center through the heart. And opening, yeah, play with those different arm positions. I've lost my breath, but just know, inhale, open, or inhale, do an action, exhale, do the opposite action. Whew, okay, shake those legs out. We're gonna take it into the cross crawl march next. So, arms above the head, exhale, coming down. Elbow to knee, standing tall. If that elbow to knee is a little too much right now, just go ahead and hit that hand to knee, creating a little pressure, feeling those 2 points connect, opposite shoulder and hip. Eyes up on the horizon. These last 20 or so seconds, tapping into that breath, slowing it down. Woo! Alrighty. Next up, eyes somewhere in front of you. Could be me on the screen. We're gonna draw a figure eight or an infinity symbol around whatever you're staring at. So our eyes move as our gaze stays fixed on a particular object. I'm going pretty fast, hot out the gates. So slow it down. Who am I talking to? Me, maybe you. And feeling out that motion through the neck, making sure you can keep your eyes on the prize. Okay, cool. You might be a little dizzy after that one. Just blink a little bit, come back into your senses, and we're gonna come back into that T-spine figure eight or gyro. So this time I'm gonna use a ball, okay? So if I've got a ball here, one hand is facing me while the other is facing away. I'm compressing that ball, I scoop under. I'm feeling that through my shoulders. I'm feeding those fingertips up and over and then under. That ball can be a lot bigger. That ball can be a lot smaller. I like going back with this. Don't want to give you too much to focus on. Just move this way, feel into that ball, feel into the connection. It's almost like you're holding your heart, moving through that sphere. Woo! All right, feeling juicy. Let's see what else we got. All right, so we'll go a minute on this one. That lateral hinge, wide stance, chopping into the hip, right? Pulling back through the hip and reaching, driving through that big toe, building connection into the back pocket, standing tall. So envision that femur is fixed as that pelvis is drifting and rotating around it as it pulls back. That reach is this ability to counter rotate, give yourself a little more to work with through those spiral fascial lines. Making that connection through the feet to really connect through those lines. Feel free to just shake out the body, bounce around, prepared, ready to work for these next 20 or so minutes. We've got 2 rounds on the Primal activations, hitting them in cat, crab, and monkey. And we've got a minute 30 on the timer. That's just so we have some good setup and a little extra time to work or rest. So I'm going to set up in my cat position, and we're gonna start off with this loaded cat iso. So I'm gonna drive through those hands, starting to pull back through my hips. My knees are gonna come a little bit higher off the ground. Driving through those contact points, pulling back through the hips, nice long spine. Notice how I'm not pressing back into the bear, right? I'm going to come forward just a little bit, feeling a little bit more spacious through that collarbone. Breathing, growing through the heart, through the head, and then pulling back into the hips. We want to drive through those contact points. So through those hands, sure, but also really rooting through those feet. Pulling those hips a little bit higher. Allowing that lower back, that rib cage, that torso to really start to fill out with each breath. Twenty more seconds. Feel free to widen out the feet a little bit more. I started pretty wide, but know that that's available. Active. All right, there we go. So no rest, this is your rest. Just kind of shaking it out and letting me explain the next one. We simply want like a 60 seconds of good work. So I'm gonna set up in that crab position, and the ground's wet, so I'm gonna stay up from the get-go, but you can have your butt on the ground, get set up, activate that crab iso. I'm feeling a little compressed here. I'm gonna walk those feet out, and right about now is that minute start point. One thing I want you to focus on here in this position is driving through the index finger or the pad of the hand there, and then the thumb. And that's gonna give you this action like you're spiraling and extending your shoulders back like that. Of course, we're fixed through the ground, but you can use that motion, that activation, to feel connection into the shoulders, breathing into that heart center. We don't have to force ourselves into this position, allowing things to open up over the course of this minute. And then we're bringing some awareness these last 20 seconds, still pressing through those arms, through the heart. We're gonna drive those feet down through the ground. Getting a little bit of that tilt to the tail, long through the spine. Money. Okay. Setting up for our monkey squats. So the big thing with this is we're really gonna think hinge back. So we have this nice angle, this torso angle. So I'm gonna set up with my feet hip or shoulder width apart, And I'm gonna start this movement by really pulling back through the hips as I simultaneously open through the knees. I then can come into this heel elevated squat. This minute's starting right now, where we're feeling the contact points between the calf and the thigh. And then I'm gonna stand tall. Pulling back through the hips, stand tall. So we do wanna feel those quads lengthening as we sink down, but see if we can feel that support back here a little bit more. Keep pulling back. See me from the front. We're able to really balance on that mid to ball of the foot. Not just thinking calf raise. Still deep through the heel, still deep through the hips, deep through the knees as well. Whew, okay. So cycling back to that cat. Now we're gonna go into a rock. So now we're gonna go into more of that typical, let's say, cat position. Then pull back through the hips as we drive through the hands and then rock forward. So you can start this with me right now. Maybe you're already in it. Good. We're driving through the feet, pulling through the arms, then pressing through those arms, and then almost pulling back, or we are pulling back into the hips, right? Might start off a little bit discombobulated, uncoordinated, disconnected. Still got like 30 plus seconds to build that connection. So if you need to really go a little bit smaller, find your ranges, trust in different areas of the body. Forgot how long a minute is here. If you need to take some extra rest, go for it. 10 seconds. Whew. Wow. All right. Coming down to that crab. Now we get to go in the crab rock. So we elevate that butt. I'm gonna walk those feet out a little bit more. And here I can work on that rotation that I was talking about. So I drive forward, sensing the shoulder rotate inward. And as I rock back, I feel a little bit more opening. So rocking forward, rocking back. Feel into that stability through the shoulder, but also where that pressure changes on the hand and how that changes the intention or the rotation through the shoulder. So if I am, still got some time, oh, wet butt. Hopefully I'm in frame. So if I'm rocking forward, right, I'm feeling that shoulder internally rotate. So I'm rocking back, that pressure shifts to the outer edge of the hand, and I'm feeling a little bit more of that external rotation. Taking a breather for a moment, we're gonna add one more thing to this monkey squat. So same deal, back in the hips, find that forward lean, feeling that ball, that mid foot, and then we're gonna go ahead and reach this hand out to the side, just shift over, back through center. Okay, shift over, back through center, and then stand tall. The big key with this is grounding through the contact points. So when I shift my weight into my hand here, I'm not losing that pressure through the feet. I'm still driving through those feet, then I'm pulling through those feet, and then I can stand tall, right? So that pressure really allows you, if you want to add more squats in the mix, just alternate each time. That pressure through the feet allows you to build up that strength, that stability through the arm, through the torso, and link it into the legs, which, I don't know if you know this, it's pretty nice to be able to use all 4 limbs together in unison, in harmony. All right, so I will get off of my soapbox and we're gonna get into those locomotions right now. We are starting off with a 1.5 minutes of cat crawls. Focus on the setup, that good 60 seconds of work. And if you need to take rest, go for it. So, elevating those knees off the ground, pulling back through the hips, feeling that nice long spine that we've worked on, feeling into that space, that structure, and then we're able to stride forward with opposite limbs, active through that core, but also able to breathe and move with freedom. So honor that structure, but also allow yourself to open up through this movement. As I am striding forward, I'm rolling through that hand, feeling that connection. And then I'm pressing back or pressing over my head, reaching as I pull back into that backwards crawl. "20 more seconds, staying in your breath. We're at that point where the breath is really pushing into our frame. It's a good opportunity to really zone in on that stability, sensing it through the contact points. Ooh, whew. Okay. Sheesh. So next up, we've got a slightly different movement, more of a transition. So I'm gonna come on down into the crab position, elevate it off the butt. I'm going to extend one leg out, roll the foot, right? As I simultaneously extend through the hips and reach over the top, right? I come back down, switch over to the other side. So I find that heel, I roll through the side, extend, follow that reaching arm and hand with my eyes, then I control back down. Extend out, follow that hand with the eyes, the rest of the body will follow. So showing you from the side. Rolling on the side of the foot. Reaching, connecting that line through the foot, through the leg, all the way up through the arm. And you can figure it out, but that's happening on both sides for sure. It's just a slightly different feeling. Okay, and then lastly, we've got this monkey hop. So I'm going to come down into that monkey squat we've been working on, finding the back side, and I'm gonna plant my hands, right? Rolling through those hands. A little hop, and then back into my monkey squat. Okay? So, can be so small. And traveling back, I want you just going forward with this one, at least on this round. If we got some time, I'll show you, but I think this is gonna be way better for you for the course of this time. Getting that forward intent with your locomotion, a little bit of weight shift forward, staying loaded in the hips in the back, driving, and then through those 4 corners of the torso, right? We're able to really build stability, shoulders and hips. About 15 more seconds. So again, those can be so small. If you don't look like me, well, you will at some point. So start small, build it up, focus on those contact points. All right, man, what did I sign us up for? We've got that cat crawl. Okay, getting down. I'm gonna go diagonal this time. Maybe that'll look better. We got a minute of crawling. So driving through those feet. And then pulling through the upper body. And then pressing through those arms, pulling back through the hips. Sheesh, it's been a long minute. We got 20 seconds left. Okay, easy work, easy work. Stay connected, make it easy. We are back. We got that crab stretch coming up. Can't rest on the ground. My butt's gonna get wet. All right, 10 seconds before that minute starts. So we're gonna set up in the crab position, extending one leg out, rolling, reaching, finding that nice stretch, returning back through center. Rolling, reaching. And then following that hand with your eyes, and maybe getting some trust for combining those two actions of rolling and reaching. And we want to zone in on those lines through the body. So through the feet, through the hands, making that connection through the core. Whew. All right. Well, we've been working towards it. I wasn't gonna do it today, but hey, we got some lateral monkey stuff to get into. So 10 seconds, I want you to prime your squat, chopping those hips back, finding those cheeks, finding the balls of your feet. Gotta specify that. All right. And let's go ahead and one side, shuffle the feet, lateral monkey. Shuffle the feet, lateral monkey. If you got a little bit more room, use it. Going 2 in each direction. And then if you're lost right now or you want a little recap, left hand across the body, plant the right hand, shuffle the feet, trail leg lands first. Right hand across the body, left hand, shuffle the feet, trail leg lands first. Staying back in those hips, all right? Really feeling into the work that we're able to access. If you need a little reset, stand up, find those cheeks, go right back into it. Woo! All right, there we go. Checking in with your breath. Taking a few nice deep breaths every time with the intention of just slowing it down ever so slightly. If you need a little assist and also an amplifier of what you've just experienced, placing your hands on your rib cage like so, and then breathing into those hands as you press into the torso. Broad through the collarbone, Very soft, yet open through the heart. See if we can come into nasal only breathing. And now that we've grounded back into our center, just taking it into a little movement. Eyes up, maybe finding something to look at. Center around. And you just did a lot of work, a lot of awareness, a lot of sensations in the body. Now is your opportunity to let go of some tension. Maybe you're noticing it right now. See if you can just let it go with a little tap or a little twist, or maybe just a little pressure or heaviness down through the ground. And gradually coming into a standing posture and coming into a sense of stillness. And allowing yourself to recognize that even as you are still, you're still alive. You're feeling buzz, you're feeling energy through the body. Recognize that we can center that through the physical practice, through moving, and then coming into some breathing, some stillness. So now I'm relaxed. I'm a little zonked out. I can get on with my day and take this energy into the next part of my day. And that's what I encourage you to do right now. Thanks so much for joining me in this Primal sesh. Hope you had fun.
And if you want to dive deeper into this practice, then go get yourself the smoov app. Over 100 guided practices just like this one, and access to the Primal Athlete program so you can level up your bodyweight training. Click here or below in the description to get started.